what's going on? I'm back. I wanted to address something real quick about this whole James Harden situation. Okay, as everybody knows, James Harden is looking for a way out of Houston and everything. He's fed up. He's upset, I guess, and from according to reports, he has yet to show up for training camp, whatnot. From what I tell, he's also out here being irresponsible as far as like following the rules of COVID-19 in the NBA. He's out in the strip clubs without a mask, and I seen the one photo of him without a mask. I mean, he didn't have the mask on. He had a mask on his head, but he had the mask. He didn't have the mask over his mouth. He didn't have the mask over his mouth, whatnot. But yeah, I mean, at this point, man, they just need to. Houston Rockets just need to do everything in their power to wash their hands of the situation because it seems like to me he's gonna be more of a liability than an asset right now. I mean, they just traded Russell Westbrook to the Washington Wizards. From what I understand, man, him and Westbrook didn't see eye to eye on him playing with each other, you know. And me personally, I always thought that was like a strange fit, you know. And I thought it would work in the beginning, but as you could see, especially when they came back from the hiatus, that the fit just wasn't there. Fit just wasn't there. You know, I mean, when you think about it, when you got two ball dominant guards, it takes away from the flourishment of the rest of the team. It takes away from the ceiling of the rest of the team because there's only a floor when you have two ball dominant guards. You know what I mean? Westbrook is out trying to, you know, play as hard as he can, you know, and I don't buy into the notion that he's chasing triple doubles. He's just one of these players that triple doubles come naturally to him. You understand? You know, and I feel like he gets a unfair shake as far as people trying to say he's a selfish player. You know, I don't think that's the case. You got to go back in OKC when Kevin Durant left the first time. Well, when Kevin Durant left, period. I'm thinking about something else. Sorry for that mishap. But when Kevin Durant left the first time, and it was just him and you know, on a lighter scale, Villan Oladipo, he had to go for those triple doubles. And so then the triple double came to him naturally, you know, like it did for Oscar and to a lesser extent LeBron. You know, shit. I mean, what else do you expect? What you want him to do? Just sit there and just put up pedestrian numbers, and then you know that I don't understand the hate for this guy, but I'm getting way off topic here. Thing with James Harden is like I don't know him personally. I don't know him like as far as all I know is what I see. And so for me, it seems like to me that he just doesn't fit. His style of play just doesn't fit within the team concept of a championship basketball. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's just like I don't know, man. His style of play just doesn't fit with various players. You got to think Dwight Howard. He had Dwight Howard for a while, right? They couldn't see eye to eye. Then Chris Paul comes to town. They had that one season where they almost got to the finals. They should have got to the finals if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt. But then that second year, you can see the conflict between them. And from what I understand, rather, James Harden got frustrated playing with Chris Paul. And then now the same thing has happened with Russell Westbrook. And now he's looking for an out. I mean, it's kind of sad too, a little bit, because you got a guy, an African-American coach like Steve Silas, who's been given an opportunity, but yet he's been thrusted in the situation to where you don't know what's going to happen next. When it's just, for me, it's just James Harden in Houston. His shelf life is done and over with, in my opinion. His shelf life is done and over with, because he's been there for 8 years now, 7.5, 8 years. And they've tried to build a team around him that accommodated him, but because his style of play clashes with certain players, a lot of these teams have bottomed out. So for me, it's a shelf life now. And to me, they've reached their limit with the Rockets. So for me, they would have to just wash their hands of this situation, man, because it's only going to get worse. From what I understand, he's at risk now because he exposed himself to not having a mask and violating the COVID-19 restrictions. So for me, they would just be better off just cutting their losses and trading him. Where would he go? Thing with the whole Brooklyn thing, the whole Brooklyn Nets thing, they would have to blow their team up. Practically blow their team up. I don't care, you can say all you want. The only way they're going to have a comparable team is they give up Kyrie Irving. If they're going to trade James Harden to Houston, if James Harden wants to go to Houston with both Kyrie and KD on the team still, they're going to have to blow most of their team up. And is Brooklyn, they got to ask themselves, are they willing to jeopardize team chemistry just for one superstar player and add another all-star just for the sake of building a super team? So, risk team chemistry and most importantly, risk injury to Kevin Durant, because, like I said before, there's a difference between playing pickup game and playing an actual high-intensity, revved-up regular season game, So, the Brooklyn thing is kind of complicated. 76ers is probably the team, probably look out for. They got the assets. They could trade Ben Simmons plus a couple of draft picks, among other things. That would be more of a fit, in my opinion. So I wouldn't. I still wouldn't rule out Houston saying "fuck it" and just trading him to Brooklyn anyway. But how would that even work? Basically, they would have to build the team chemistry all over again. It would be on the fly. And the thing about that is, that's a dangerous proposition, especially when you got two injury-prone players like Kyrie and Kevin Durant. More so Kyrie than Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is coming off a major injury, whereas Kyrie is more injury-prone. So how would that even be conceivable to where that would be even doable at this point? A bench is going to be full of low-key, mid-level exception players to where Harden, Durant, and Kyrie going to be playing over 40 minutes a night. And that's not even wise, especially coming off a major injury like Kevin Durant has. So that wouldn't be too smart. But this situation is very ugly right now, you know. And it seemed like to me, the longer James Harden stays there, the worse off it's going to be for me. You know, it's worse off that the use is going to be. So they probably just better off at this point washing their hands in the situation. But I wouldn't give him away right away. You know, probably more than likely he'll probably get traded sometime like 9, 10 games into the season. Not well, but I wouldn't be shocked. But I don't know. Yeah, the situation is getting out of hand, man. Like you got James Harden go out here violating COVID restrictions, and he's not reporting to training camp. You know, so they probably just been off washing their hands. I don't know of the entire situation, but I want to know from all of you, what would be the best landing spot for James Harden? Maybe it's not Brooklyn. Maybe it's not this 76ers. Maybe it's possibly the Denver Nuggets. But let me know what y'all think. What would be the best landing spot realistically for James Harden?